All right. Well, thanks a lot for joining us for the Quick Bites sessions. My name is Will Hopkins, and I am SVP of Sales and Supplier Partnerships. And what we're going to do today is talk about Meal Tickets data sharing solution for our distributor partners. This is a program that allows you to monetize your data to give a little bit of your sales data to your suppliers to both make your company money, save you time in managing your suppliers, and creating a deeper level of collaboration with your suppliers so that both companies grow in tandem and mutually beneficially. So what I'll do today is go through just some overview of our program capabilities, and we will see if it's something that'll work for you. So just a little history on our data sharing capabilities. We've been doing this in the industry for over 12 years. We work with over 120 suppliers, and we work with over 75 distribution locations across the country. We work from big broadline distributors to medium size, even some smaller size distributors. And on the supplier side, we work with commodity suppliers, big CPG companies, non-foods, even small specialty mom and pop suppliers. So there's a fit for everybody here. And our goal here is to create a best-in-class reporting solution for you that you can use to get your suppliers on board. And we really want to launch these data sharing programs, creating new revenue opportunities for you and boosting those supplier distributor relationships to increase your sales, to deepen the relationships, all the while giving you the control of this program, setting the parameters. So what we want to accomplish is to create a best-in-class reporting solution for you that you can set up with your strategic suppliers. By leveraging your sales data, you'll be able to unlock new revenue potential from those suppliers and boost the relationships, the case sales, and the relationship, all the while setting those parameters yourself to make sure that this is within your comfort level. So we give you the framework to set up a program. You set the parameters, the tiers, the safeguards, making sure suppliers are getting the level of data that you feel comfortable with. And with that data, they're able to deepen the relationship and their business with you. Meal Ticket will handle everything else. We do all of the onboarding, the data mapping, the tech support, the account management, training, onboarding, everything. We'll even sell it for you by creating a sales plan and outreaching to the suppliers currently in our network and suppliers that may be new to us that you bring to us. By creating this reporting solution, we will help turn your data into action. We will be able to create sales leads for the suppliers, target marketing campaigns. We'll be able to give them business review reports to deepen that relationship with you. And with over 120 suppliers currently existing in our network, the revenue generated often offsets the cost of other meal ticket software, making this a must-have in your meal ticket TrackMax kit of software. Our goal here is to create a data sharing program that gives your suppliers access to your sales data. And first and foremost, we want to give them a reporting platform to where they can go and self-service. They can go out and find usage reports and growth reports without bothering you and taking up your valuable time. We're typically the first level of response when a distributor wants to give their suppliers reports. They just point them to our meal ticket team and we help them get what they want. We also have collaborative business review tools in the form of business review reports, growth reports, and market share reports. So this is very helpful to distributors who, instead of having suppliers come to them and say, hey, what are we going to work on this month? They can come to you and say, hey, we pulled reports out of the data sharing program. Here's where we've been. Here's our big wins, our big losses. Here's where we are now, current state, and here's where we want to go moving forward to grow the business together. So that's a much more valuable meeting than traditionally when they come in unprepared. They're also able to generate leads. Now, typically this feature is in an advanced level of the program, one that you will stipulate, but they're able to go and look up customers' buying behaviors and business segmentation to be able to find likely to buy customers. They are able to go out there and say, I want to sell French fries to bar and grills in this area, not currently buying French fries from this distributor, and come up with a list of accounts to go target together with you to grow that category for your business, leading with their products. We also give them some information about the makeup of a category that they might participate in. They're able to go in there and see volume, and rank by category, allowing them to make strategic plans to either capture share or protect their share within each category that they participate in. And finally, we have a dedicated customer success support team that specializes in food service data, food service distributors, and manufacturers. So we have a human element to this program that allows each supplier to get the most out of it and to keep them from overtaxing you with requests. So again, we'll do all the tech support, we'll do all of the customer support, onboarding, training, everything. So it all starts with data management. We need to first map your data with the suppliers. So when you give us a supplier that you want to be in the program, we'll take their product catalog and we will map that to your distributor sales data. And a lot of times that's like matching apples and oranges. And we're pretty good at it. We use AI algorithms and nightly automated processes that will comb through the data and map your item to their item so that when a supplier pulls up their reports, it's their GTIN, their manufacturer SKU, their item description and categories, regardless of how it looks in your system. Even if you use, strange acronyms or different distributor SKUs for different items, it'll all normalize in our mapping process, giving them clean reporting. Once that reporting is set up, it's going to allow them to access a self-serve platform where they can pull sales reports based on all of the customers that purchase their items. So they know what products that they sell to you. Now they'll know where those products ended up on the customer side. So that allows them to, on the deeper levels of the program, get down to operator level detail, which is very valuable. That lets them find new customers and lost customers, key account reps that may be selling their products, lost business where maybe they can go and triage that account or nurture new accounts that they've picked up. These reports are in the form of dashboards, canned reports, report builders. They're built by food service people for food service people, so they're very easy to use, very simple, requires very little training to get the most out of these. We do have report builders that allow analysts to go in there and get to deeper levels of data and insights, but it's very easy for a sales manager in a local area that doesn't know much about data or Excel or reports to go in there, punch in a date range, what customer he wants to look at, and get the reports he needs. Very easy and friendly system to use. There's also a lead generation aspect to these tools, typically reserved for the higher levels of any program that you're making. This allows them to look for key account opportunities to collaborate with your company on, going and selling their products. And so some of the most used lead types are listed here. We're looking at white space. So that's the most popular with distributors and their suppliers is, hey, let's go sell French fries to companies not currently buying French fries from you. We can tighten that up and look for segment voids, and that's where we're looking for bar and grills not buying French fries specifically, a highly likely to buy scenario. And then we can also bounce purchasing history off of each other to where we're looking for people buying onion rings and tater tots, but not French fries. And obviously the supplier is going to want to take these opportunities and bring them to you to collaborate on going and growing those categories with their products. Now, the reason I say this should be reserved for your highest level of program is because it's powerful data. You can even run conversion opportunities. So let's say you have a supplier that is very strategic to your business, and you say, hey, I'm going to give you the authority to go after Boise Fry Company French fries. They can go in there and say, let's look for Boise French Fry Company fries sold in the last 30 days, and they'll be able to see those accounts, who the sales reps are that they're going to want to do ride-alongs with, and even the potential volume behind those opportunities. Since that is sensitive information, you can add that to your program, exclude it from your program. If it is in your program, you can also see that. You can see what they run, Meal Ticket can see it, so that we can make sure that everybody is playing nice out there. The other cool thing that we can do with those target lists is that we can create digital marketing content with that and send it out directly to the operators and the sales reps. Now, this feature is only available if you have our Impact CRM tools, but it's really powerful if you do. We're able to give the supplier the power to create marketing campaigns, do the targeting, and figure out which accounts they want to target, but then give you the control of reviewing and improving that messaging. So nothing goes out to your customers or sales reps without your approval, but there's a workflow there where the supplier creates it, submits it, and somebody on your side, typically in marketing, will review it and approve it. And then since it's all data driven, we can track the results of that, which helps dial in ROI for your suppliers, making them happy and coming back and doing this time and time again. I'll show you an example of that here in a bit. The last feature that we have that makes our program really unique is the human element. We have business services that can be unlocked here where we're not just giving the suppliers a list of reports that they can run, but we're giving them support with some food service expertise. We have a team here that specializes in sales ops, marketing, analytics, and specifically with the food service industry. We're food service people first, we're data people second, but we're really good at helping suppliers and distributors connect and kind of connect the dots. So whether that's custom reporting or marketing support, where they're creating campaign or strategy meetings and business planning, we have a whole team here to support them and make sure that they're not, just trying to figure it out themselves. We can share with them best practices, and we can also, help them with some more advanced reporting if they're not familiar on how to do that. Now, typically when we're setting up a data sharing program for a distributor, we like to look at a 3-level type of program. So this allows us some flexibility to take all your suppliers and fit them into a spot that you're comfortable with. And you'll notice here that each level has different features, but pay attention to the bottom part. This is just going to be illustrating that level 1 typically doesn't have any operator detail or competitive detail. This is going to be dialed into just item level reporting, overview type of reports. Very valuable for business reviews, but nothing specific or scary as in this level. If you don't trust the supplier but still want to collect some revenue from them, this is a great level to put them in. Also, if you want to just add this to your existing marketing program, do it as a value add, give it to them for free. You can say, hey, since you're part of our gold plan, we're going to give you level 1. Now, level 2 is where you're going to give them your operator level data and some advanced reporting. This is where they can do usage reports on, single customers. They can do growth reporting time over time, and it really empowers them to do very thorough business reviews. But it does have the operator detail, so very valuable. But put your trust partners in there. Level 3 is for your most strategic partners. That's where we would create a level that has full access to the operator level detail, but also gives them the competitive tools like the target list tool and the market share report. What we find is that having this 3-tier program allows you the flexibility to service all your suppliers, but also if you get them into a lower level, typically the next year you can graduate them to a higher level if you want to, collecting more revenue from them. To get started, we typically will design that program together, figure out if you want to have a 1-tier program or a 3-tier program, how those permissions should be laid out. And then once we figure out how we're going to go forward and talk about what your launch date will be, we want to develop a launch plan together. And so we'll talk about having a communication phase where we're communicating the program, its benefits, structure internally to your company, where any stakeholders or interested parties will jump on a demo, get a good review of the program, and we'll get them excited about it so that they can talk about it when they're working with their manufacturers. We can do a joint press release where we send that out to the industry news sources and get everybody excited about it that way. And then typically what we want to do is have a communication from your leadership go out to suppliers saying, we've developed this new data sharing program, we're excited about it, and we expect you to participate. And that will typically lead us into the sales phase where you're selling it or we're selling it together. So the distributor reaches out to the manufacturer saying, hey, you're one of our strategic partners. We want you to schedule a demo with Meal Ticket and check this out. We will do outreaches. We'll schedule demos, do demos for you. And then we can even act as a first wave of negotiation for you where you give us a framework of what suppliers should go into what tier and what that price may be. And typically we'll talk about that together and figure out what's appropriate. And once we have that framework, we can even sell this for you, only passing it back to you for final negotiation. And then we do all the support. So once you give us the green light to sign up X supplier on X level, we do all the contracting, we do all the onboarding and data mapping, and we have ongoing support from there. We'll train them, we'll support them, and make them successful in the program. The only thing you'll have to worry about from that point on is billing them, so deducting their program fee, as well as sending us any termination requests. So if you kick somebody out of the program, letting us know who that is. So very minimal support on your side. We try to take all that lifting off your plate. As far as signing up suppliers, let's say you sign up a supplier and say, we want them to start January 1st at this level. We'll reach out to them and get their contract done. Then we'll start onboarding where we set up their data. And we can do that through GS1, where we're linking their supplier catalog to your sales data. Or if that's difficult for them, they can send us an item file on the items that you want tracking on. You can also give us an item file if you want to limit them to a certain list of items. You can give us that catalog data and we'll load it up. We then set up their users and do trainings for them, and we always recommend doing ongoing trainings and support for any users. We also have an element of digital marketing here for our Impact CRM members, and the way that works is we typically get together and figure out with each supplier what makes sense to go market at each distributor. And so they may approach us and say, we want to do a Q1 promotion. And we'll look at that together, look at the items they want to promote, what market they're promoting in, what their ideal customer profile is, and help them get this off the ground. We're going to help them put together the promotion, the targeting, everything, and then they can submit it to you for final approval. So just to give you an idea of how this theoretically could work, we did a great project with a company called John Souls, and they were promoting a chicken fajita strip, and it was targeted towards the Mexican Hispanic market. And they said, hey, how can we get more growth on this item through different channels? So we took a look at the data together and found that their number 3 segment was the pizza segment. And so they said, how are we doing that? And it turns out by analyzing the data and the menus of those customers that these customers were using this chicken breast as a pasta topping, salad topping, and pizza topping. So we took what we learned in that data project and we turned it into action. So we helped them develop some materials targeting pizza restaurants with this Hispanic branded chicken strip. We then went into the data and looked for everybody that was buying pizza items. So buying pizza sauce, pizza cheese, pizza boxes, pizza crust in the last 90 days, but not buying this chicken strip in the last 90 days. And we found hundreds of customers that kind of fit the bill. So once we had that target audience and some marketing material, we were able to use the tools to put together the offer and then submit it to the distributor saying, one of your program suppliers is interested in running this promotion. Here's the customers they want to reach out to. Here's the messaging. Here's the dates, all the details. And then that distributor was able to approve that. And once it went out, we were able to track sales on those customers for those items before the promotional timeframe, during the promotional timeframe, and after. So we get a baseline, we get an immediate result during the campaign time, and then we track after the campaign ends to see any kind of sustained growth. And this is really important for suppliers using the tool because, obviously tracking everything, looking at the results helps them justify the ROI and the spend. So we also have with this presentation a couple testimonials, one on the distributor side from Scott Barnwalt, who's at Performance Food Service. They have their program with us and we manage it for them. This is just talking about how we've delivered a best-in-class reporting platform and how we've been really great partners throughout the entire process. We have some testimonials from suppliers talking about how we've grown their products with these distributors using promotions and reporting, and also their collaboration with Meal Ticket. So I'd like to wrap up by offering to demo this on a deeper level for you on a one-on-one basis. So if anybody would like to reach out and schedule a quick demo or a conversation, I'd be really interested in talking to you about how we can use these same tools to build a very robust and lucrative data sharing program for your company. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. My contact information is here, or you can respond to the information you get after this demo. So I'd like to thank you for your time and open it up for any questions.
All right. Thank you so much, Will. We very much appreciate you allowing us to take a deeper dive into strategic supplier and learn a little bit more about the key concepts and strategies behind the platform, along with the advantages that it can not only bring the distributors, but also those suppliers. So we are going to open it up to a couple of questions that have come through. But before we do that, I do want to call out that I will be switching over my screen here in a moment. You know what? I'll do this right now. And here is the QR code. You can simply pull out your phone, scan the QR code. It'll take you right to a submission page where you can put in your details so we can learn a little bit more about how strategic supplier can be used for your exact business. It's a discovery session. Simply put in your information and we will be in contact. So for now, let's jump on over to a couple of questions that we have gotten. Of course, I'd like to encourage you all to submit some more questions. We are here for you. We have a little bit of time to answer any questions that you may have. So, Will, the first question we have is how much does this cost to set up? I like that one. It's pretty blunt.
Yeah, great question. So for those of you that may be meal ticket customers already, use TrackMax, use Impact CRM, use even Trade Show. If you're a current meal ticket customer, we waive all implementation and setup fees for you and your suppliers. So it doesn't cost you anything to get started. We'll build the program together and you'll only pay us when we start making money for you.
All right. That sounds great. Actually, I didn't know that. That sounds like a good deal. All right. Our next question, and I may have answered this with my little spiel after your presentation, but of course, if you want to add anything additionally, and that is if we are interested, what's the next step?
Yeah, so next steps, that's a great question. Number one, schedule some time with me. We'll get together and talk about what you want to get out of a program. We'll start to structure your program, talking about, do you want one level, two levels, three levels? We can talk about branding options. What do you want to call it? Something unique for your company. We can even start creating some logos with you if you want. And then when do you want to start this program? Is it January 1st? Is it Q3 of next year? When do you want to get this thing rolling? After that, we want to look at your suppliers. So I can pull a purchase report, look at your suppliers, look at the suppliers that we already work with, suppliers that we may not work with that you feel are strategic partners that you'd want to be in the program, and then talk about what level they may be good for. We want to make sure that each supplier fits into your comfort level of your program, and then we want to talk about communication. How do we reach out internally to your company, to stakeholders, and make sure everybody's on the same page, everyone's excited about it? When we want to do some outreach to suppliers, typically we start with a communication from your leadership, just saying, hey, we're really excited about this data sharing program that we partner with Meal Ticket on. It's going to bring your business to a new level with us. It's going to help you grow in ways that you've never known that you can grow before. And we expect your participation in this program being one of our strategic partners. So we want to set up a demo with you and show you what it's like and let you pick one of our three levels, something like that. That's really impactful when it comes from leadership at your company. We'll also do outreach, so that'll be part of the communication plan. You can even give us your contacts for your suppliers, and we'll do outreach, we'll do demos. We can even sell it for you. We could develop a sales plan where you do the first wave of communication and we pick it up from there. We can even negotiate on your behalf, get them contracted, and then we'll launch the program with you and take it from there. We'll do all the communication, sales, onboarding, ongoing support. The goal here is to not only make you more money by creating a new stream of revenue, but also save you time. We'll manage this program for you. Again, to your comfort level. You can get in there and manage it yourself. You can have us manage it for you, or we can have a partnership where we do it together. But the first step is just getting with me and talking about what your company's needs are, and we'll try to make a plan that fits for your company.